Hi guys, so today I'm going to try out this Timeless Butterflies set from Crafter's Companion. I did pick this up on HSN during Craft Day. I believe it's still available, so I have it linked in the description box along with, well, those will be affiliate links, which means I'll make a small commission if you purchase items to those links. That's what I meant to say. I don't know why I said along with, but anyway. I did see, I had quickly I guess I was watching Craft Day, or I don't know, but either way, this caught my eye. That's how it happened. So I picked it up, didn't really pay attention to the demo, and I just thought they were really pretty. And for whatever reason, I thought this was going to line up with this like perfectly, and we're going to cut them out, but that's not the case. And you can print these out, and basically anybody can print these out. You don't have to have bought this set, because with Crafter's Companion, if you go on their site, this one gives the UK info, but even on the US site, it has like an area where you can click downloads, and you can download like previous decoupage sets. You can print them out and all that. So same thing with this. This paper is a good weight. It's an interesting feel. I don't know. I mean, it's not super thick, but it just feels really nice. But basically, crafterscompanion.co.uk/butterfly-downloads. But like I said, if you go to downloads, I'm sure it'll just say like butterfly or whatever. Same thing it says here. And you can cut them out. But you would have to fussy cut them if you don't have these dies, right? This doesn't like match up on here. It's not something where you're just gonna, obviously they're all individual. It's very much like their decoupage sets though, in that there's a little number, and then you have your dies over here, and like if I want to cut this guy number 5, I'm going to look for number 5, which is this one here. I'll pop that off and then replace it like immediately. Now that I have picked it up, when I went to get the link, the video just plays on HSN site, and basically I should get smaller scissors. Sarah had said, oh, just take these and fussy cut them. So even though you have dies, you're going to have to take a minute, and you're going to have to get really close in there, to not get the other one. Let's say you have that. And somebody had already tried theirs, and they said, oh, I can't get them to line up even with the aperture trick. So we'll talk about that in a minute. If you cut this out like this and you try to do the aperture trick, meaning we're going to run it through another piece of paper and then put it on top, it's going to be really hard because you have this little tiny paper. So what I'm going to recommend is cutting up the things a little bit like a group, but I'll show you in a minute. So basically with these decoupage dies, press the zoom and it goes like so fast, and I don't want to make you guys not feel good. Okay, so you have this little thing here. And there's a number 5 on the die, so if you lose this or it starts being sticky, at least you know the number, right? The reference number is there. It's just an easy way to find it if you have this thing. Or if you have a magnetic sheet and you're going to put these on there, just arrange them in the way so that, you stick this to your magnetic sheet, obviously opposite, and you still have them in the same pattern, so you can find them easy, however it is you want. Otherwise, the number is on the back. And then obviously the shape of the butterfly kind of helps you narrow down. But this little dot, you're supposed to line it up just with the decoupage sheets to cover over the number. But, I mean, if I have it there, that's covering the number. Maybe that's not good. That's covering the number, and I just, move it. That's still covering the number. So, like, there's still some give. Obviously, you don't want to see the edges. So, I'm just going to make my best guess on that. Stick that down. And, I mean, the antenna part is the part that, makes me kind of wonder. But, okay. Put a little tape on there. And, oh, I still have Hull stuff sitting here. Sorry, guys. I think this video might be a little bit quick. I don't know. You can also still, like, even if you did an aperture and see how I'm sticking the washi a little bit to the item, you can still do that. I just don't really like doing that. Sticking washi onto whatever you're going to be cutting because of what you want. Because sometimes it might still pull it, some of the image or whatever. Often I just like to have it right on the edges. Let's see how close that is. Yeah, you see? Yeah, not great. It's a little bit crooked. I suppose you could run it through again and at least try to straighten it out so it'll cut this little piece off and maybe it'll cut that piece off. You know what I'm saying? If I turn it a little bit. The antenna were perfect though. It looks like this side and then just got a little veered off over here. So let's try something again. I'm going to put this back where it belongs. So what I'm saying is if you want to do the aperture trick, again, you can put tape right on your little image. But what I'm going to do is cut these guys bigger, like bigger sections, like maybe from here. So let's say I want number, I don't know, 17 or something. He's a big guy. Ooh, and these cut right on the edge, or at least that's what they're supposed to do, so it's okay to get really close to your image. That way I have a bigger piece of paper to hold on to. And I want 17. That's this one. Well, I'm at, I guess I can cut a couple things, but let's just say you just want one. Okay. So now I'm going to take a scrap piece of paper. Oh, all my scrap paper is like good paper. Then I don't want to cut it. Let's see. Okay, this might work. As you can see, I've done lots of different things here. And it has a little, like, I stepped on it, and apparently that piece of paper fell to the floor, so that's good. And I'll still be a little chintzy with that even, because that way I can use this other piece. So with these guys, what we do is we make our little, like a little hinge, right? So I'm going to run this through. And essentially with this, you can even do maybe a couple at a time. Let's say I know I want to cut that one too. We can probably make that work. I'm just giving myself a little more paper that I can stick my washi to. Now that means you are going to have to stick it somewhere that might have another butterfly, right? So all we do is remove that piece, and this is just your little aperture trick. And now I can see perfectly where that's going to cut, right? That looks really good. And we can tape it there, and I always make sure it's in the same groove. And this is kind of older washi, so what I'm going to do is tape it from here to here, but again I am putting it on there just to help me hold it. Now since I'm using this marquee and I'm using like the smaller guy, I can just do this, and that way this doesn't get any pressure on it. But you see, I gave myself a little bit of bigger piece of paper so I can actually stick the washi down. Let's see how we do. That's much better. You can see it's more average, like out there. So what I'm going to do is take a moment and just make apertures. And of course, you can always hold on to these apertures, but again, if you do that, you're going to have to remember, okay, this is number 17. I just usually make one every time I use it. Or right now that I have this out, maybe cut out all the number 17s or whatever, right? Ooh, that would be a chore, huh? Take all your little papers, cut. But something to think about. And then if you want this to be a drop shadow, you can definitely do that. I know in the thing when I had seen it second time, Sarah had mentioned cutting out like vellum or something. So if you're going to do that, make the vellum your aperture, right? Because you're going to run it through just to get the shape. And now you have that left from your vellum, and then you can use your vellum to look through and cut out. So that way nothing's wasted. But I'm going to cut out a few more, and I'll be back. I'm just going to, again, find my number. Definitely make an aperture and go from there. But this bigger piece of paper is going to help me, you know, stick things down to that so I can make an aperture work. Okay, I will be back. Aperture trick doing its job. Look at that one. Ah, sorry, really nice and close. So, alright guys, so I just put everything back, you know, in the little casing here. It's a pretty packaging, so what are you gonna do? I only cut out these 3. I think for this one I'm gonna try to clean it up by just fussy cutting around that little beige. I mean, it's not the biggest deal if it isn't, you know, it bothers some people, I know. And then what I'm gonna do is, I don't know why, I always talk about, like, I don't know, maybe you can use the marquee like folders whenever, if you don't have the marquee and you receive these obviously in the diamond press sets, to use it as like a surface. And so what I'm gonna do is a little fake watercolor. So this is just regular paper. It's just heavy duty or heavyweight white paper, so nothing special. Hopefully it doesn't warp too much. What I'm gonna do is try these out. I haven't even tried out these Prism brush markers. I've been using whenever I do watercoloring these Studio Light ones, but they're different, right? The Studio Light has a fine bullet. It's a little firm, and on the other side it has a chisel, which is not like a big marker chisel. It's a little bit different. So I like that it has a fine tip if you're just going to need it for that purpose. These guys I think have like a brush. Yeah, a dual tip design, of course, and like I said, I think triangular barrel and blendable, it says. Okay, well, anyway, it has a fine tip and another one, and this is the blue pack. So I'm gonna do like a little water background. It is already hot in here, and it's like 7 in the morning. Oh my gosh, it's muggy is what it is, so it just feels especially gross. Just maybe a couple of colors. I don't even know if these coordinate with each other, but we will see. It's like a light blue and the darker one. And which end has the brush? Okay, so this is the brush end. A little bigger than the one from the other guy. I think this is going to be a teal blue, so maybe it's not what I want. And then this is just like a writing end. And it's really fine. Water-based markers. And so what I'm going to do is just put a little color down there. Just a little bit, because again, I don't want to put too much water. Because I don't know how this paper is going to react. But just a little spray bottle I've had for a very long time. See, I don't really want those smeared the way they are, but let's see what happens. Probably need more water. I'd rather it not keep that, the look of the lines I made. There you go. It's a little better. Ah! So I'm just going to take my paper and, yeah, I just put it on there. Just give it a little smush, see what happens. What's funny is I can actually look underneath and see what that looks like. Again, a lot of water, so it really diluted, but that's pretty. I just want something on here. And I have a paper towel right here. Take a little bit of that off and maybe bring it back over here. Where do I want it? Probably go like this. I don't know. See a little more of that color on there. Cute. I'll probably hit this with my heat tool. There we go. To dry it. So I'm just going to hit it with my heat tool and I'll be right back. So as you use your heat tool, I just dry it on the front and the back just so it doesn't warp so much, because it'll like start curling one way, and then if you hit it from the other side it'll curl back the other way. So that's good. Let me see. Do I want like that? Okay. So just going to glue that down. Ooh, I just got a Barely Arts refill the other day. So let's start using this guy a little more. Become a little harder to squeeze out of this little thing. I need to probably clean it out. Okay, and you can definitely put another, you know, background piece. So my piece of paper, sorry, I should have mentioned, which you guys probably already guessed, is 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And I'm going to put something heavy on top of that to keep that down. And in the meantime, so what I was planning is maybe something like that, right? Or little butterflies. But right now I was trying to clean up after all, you know, the swaps and everything. And I came across the stuff I just picked up from Hunky Dory. And I have this You Add Color to My World. And I was like, you know what? I think that works really nicely with this, right? So I think what I'm going to do is cut it out in black paper so it's stark, which I like to do. So I'm going to cut that out of some, run that through some black paper. We can also use some gold too, huh? Okay, I'll run it through black and gold drop shadow, so I will be right back. I have a shiny piece of gold that was like the perfect size, so I'll use that. Usually I go with matte gold, but I've been trending towards this shiny gold recently. Oh, look how gorgeous that is. So I really like those designs from Creative Expressions, but especially the Sue Wilson ones. Super pretty. You can find them at Ecstasy Crafts. They'll be on HSN, Craft Stash. Most paper crafting sites have something from Creative Expressions, it seems like. Okay, I'm going to clean both of these out, and you already know what I do. Maybe you don't if you're new. Welcome. Oh, actually, I just hit 32,000, so new people. I'm just going to put glue on the back of my hand and stick, and then just drop shadow these, which meaning I'll put one behind the other like that. Okay? So when I come back, we'll add that, and we'll put our butterflies on. Whenever I put these on, I know it's a little long, right? I always start just in one area and kind of bring it over until it's where I would like it to be. So just a little glimmer of that gold. Let me fix this little guy, and then we'll start putting these guys down. Trim around that, but it's too small. So what I'm going to do, and this might be a little weird, is take a little Memento ink and just go around the edges, especially wherever all that white was, as best I can. Then bend that one a little bit to get in there. And hopefully that'll just kind of soften that cream colored edge that wasn't supposed to be there. Just a little bit, just enough to make it not stand out so much, right? That, looking better already. Just a quick way to fix that. That part drives me nuts right there. Oh, you know what? Just take a scrap of paper or something. Now I can get in there a little better. Yep. So I'll do the same getting in here. Okay, and I'll be right back. Okay, so finish that up. And of course these guys are gonna have to have a little movement to them. And I mean, it would be really nice to put a whole like flock of them. Are they flocks? I don't think so. What are they called? I don't know. But oh, I like the way the blue one looks by himself with there, but he is very blue. I kind of like that. Let them go their own way. Okay. Aww. I don't know, it just reminded me of that song from like the 80s. Go your own way, right? Ah! Okay, so, okay, fine. I didn't want to put glue. See, I cleaned it out while I was away, guys. And look how much better it's going. I just got the pin that was in there and opened it up and pushed it from the inside out. And then went from there to clean it out. And with this kind of thing, I'm looking at like the Y, I'm looking at where the R ends over here and just trying to explain the difference. I mean, that's as best as I can do. So we know where those guys are. I think I'll probably add some little rhinestones too, maybe, or pearls, I don't know. Okay. They can be facing slightly a little different way, even though they're all going. You know what? I kind of like them going the other way. Hold on. So, funny enough, this glue is not obviously Nouveau Deluxe, so you have a little time to work with it. A little time. I'm not going to say it gives you a whole lot of time, but a little time. And I mean, that's a pretty quick card, other than, you know, choosing your dies and all that and making your aperture, cutting it out. But again, if you already have it ready, maybe you do want to just take a whole session and cut out a whole bunch of them, because they are very pretty. You know, the pricing is about what I would suggest or think it would be for something like this, because again, you are going to run out of them. Make that one a little bit, I don't know why, he feels, yeah, something like that. Okay. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I hope that gave you some tips, and of course, I mean, there's lots of ways to get these things done, but hopefully if you did have a little oopsie, you can just cover it up like that. A lot of them do have like a darker edge anyway, so I would just either get an ink that kind of matches, or like this one, I just use black, you know. Alright guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you at the next one. I'll have images coming up. I'll have the links in the description box, and I'll see you later. Bye now.